Hello. Hey everybody. Um Starting off another developer patch overview before the tournament. And yeah, we're just going to go over some patch notes and do some Q&A before the tournament starts, all that good stuff. How is everybody doing? Excited? I am. Definitely excited. We got some really cool stuff in the patch this week. And yeah, it's definitely gonna shake up the meta, or at least I think it is. So yeah, we went yeah, Stray Basilisk official just posted in the chat. Check out those production values. Yeah, we made some acquisitions over the past couple of weeks. So this is what you get. Yeah. But yeah, so got myself, obviously, we got a green screen back here. So that's like the first thing that you can tell. Although I'm looking at my screen and then this screen. I'm trying to look at like two screens at the same time. I'm gonna look a little bit washed out, but that's what happens when you have two monitors that are completely different and like, 10 years old at least. So anyway, oh yeah, t-shirt. Oh, there we go. Basilisk. Good stuff. The back has the little Basilisk logo on the back of it, but it's a little tight right here. So until next time. Maybe next time I'll put the shirt on backwards. Who knows? But yeah, we're just gonna chat for another couple of minutes as people roll in, and then we'll just go over the patch notes, which is pretty concise this week. We have some bug fixes and a couple of new features, and other than that, business as usual. Getting more stuff into the game. We're really excited to like start doing these every 2-week patches, and it's been really cool seeing all the feedback that you guys have given us, and we're totally putting those in on every other patch and all that kind of stuff for like rebalancing and getting all those cool things in there. So anyway, yeah, so who have we got in the chat today? Got a few people in there. You know what? I think we can start. I think we can start the patch notes. How about that? Button here, and boom, patch notes. All right, so we've got patch 0.4.2, codename Lighthouse now. All this stuff is also posted in our blog posts and stuff like that, on our Discord. You can probably get that through our Twitter as well. But if you haven't seen this before, we're just going to go through this real quick, just so everybody knows what's going on, and some of the stuff that you can expect to see in this tournament today. So our main feature for this patch is that we added a prototype block tiles feature, which enables us to create different battlefield layouts. So the default battlefield right now is 3x3, and that allows for a lot of repositioning, a lot of jumping around to different areas to get out of the area of influence from different characters. However, we wanted to experiment with what would happen if we blocked off some tiles, made the battlefield a little bit more like claustrophobic, so that your characters can you really have to think when you're moving your characters around. So we just went right to a couple of the more dramatic types of layouts. So one of them is a 2x3 and a 3x2. And both of those cut off a column and a row respectively. And so those are a little bit tighter, but you can definitely see the impact that it has on some characters. Some characters that have more area of influence over a smaller area, but now that stuff is a lot more pronounced. So we have added, in addition to the normal 3x3 layout, the 3x2 and the 2x3 are now, though one of those battlefields will be randomly chosen from that package, basically. So you, when you create a game right now, it'll pick one of those 3 randomly. So you can definitely expect to see that in the tournament today. And I'm excited to see how people try to take advantage of that, or if you expect some people to take advantage of that, how you're going to take advantage of other people taking advantage of it. So there might be some counterplay there. Definitely going to see probably a shakeup of which characters are chosen. So I'm excited for that. Going along with that, we added a nice little button so that you can preview what the battlefield layout is. Right now, it's in the background of the character select screen, but on the bottom of that page, and I'll just switch over to the game real quick. At the bottom of that page, you can see. Oop, that's interesting. We're not going to do that right now. My game got really weird there. Gonna turn on the patch notes again. On the bottom of that page, there's a button that allows you to see. It takes away the character's select area, and so you can really see what the layout looks like. So those tiles are denoted by like yellow, orange, basically the same color as these icons right here, that just show that your characters can't be in those tiles, and those will be consistent when you go into the battle. So that's so basically you push that button, you can see it, and you push the button again, and you get back to the character select. So you will be able to see the battlefield layout before you select characters. So never fear. You can definitely strategize around the battlefield as opposed to, picking your characters and then being surprised by the layout. So we also added some tooltips giving information about different battlefield objects. So specifically block tiles, we wanted to make sure that players understood exactly what that meant. And we added these little tooltips. So if you hover over the tiles, you can see exactly what's going on with that tile. Just some small things. There were some glitches with some highlights and shadows. We did a little bit of work on there to iron out those kinks. And then there was a interesting, or at least interesting to us, crash issue with delay turn. I'm not sure anyone except for us really experienced that. But there was just some calculations where like how far it looked ahead in the character turn order for the effects of delay turn. And there was one instance where it just didn't look far enough ahead, but now that's fixed, so that should be completely fine now. There are some other small errors with environmental effects such as fire and stuff like that, causing there to be a battle ending. So if the last character on a side took critical damage, and that technically ended the battle, that was like technically in between turns. So the game didn't really understand 100% how to do that sometimes, how to reconcile that. But now it should. So, but anyway, as with any time, if you find any of these bugs, please let us know. We're usually pretty quick to tackle these. Yeah, you should be able to, just drop us a line on the Discord, and we'll get right to it, basically. So anyway, that's a very quick version of all the stuff that we added in this patch. If you guys have any questions about that, just like drop it in the chat. And if not right now, you can just go to the Discord and pop it in there. I'm actually gonna pop open the Discord right now, see what's going on in there. So it looks like we have, let's see, like 5 or 6 people in the tournament today, probably. I might be miscounting, but we'll get the final tally in 15-20 minutes, and we'll go from there. So we'll see what kind of tournament we have, whether it's a round robin, whether it is a double elimination, single elimination. We'll be able to figure that out pretty soon. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, let me know. I'll just be chilling here for a little while. So yeah. And yeah, we're still open for additional entrants. So if you got a friend just hanging around, not doing much right now, just drop them a line, and we'll get them in. We'll get them in before the tournament. The game is not a very large. It's not a very big download, so you could probably get someone in pretty quick, depending on your internet speed. So. I believe we have Maliv, who is going to be streaming today. So if you wanna check out their channel, feel free to down on the lower left hand side we have their Twitter over there. So if you want to go to their Twitter, they have a link to their Twitch. And she'll be streaming the tournament today. Maybe we'll have them drop in. There you go. In the Stray Basilisk just dropped in the link to their Twitch. So if you want to go check that out, see the tournament from their perspective, just do that. But yeah, so I'll be commentating on the matches today, kind of giving a summary of the tournament progress. So yeah, that's about it. Again, yeah, if you have any questions about the patch or just development in general or anything like that about the game, just let me know. I'll just be chilling here for a little bit. Yeah, this tournament should be pretty interesting because we have, I believe the tally right now is 6 tournament participants, and half of those have been tournament champions already. So we're gonna hopefully we're gonna be seeing some really interesting matches, some close matchups. It all depends on who's been doing their homework in the past few days. Because I believe our patch dropped on Wednesday. So you've had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Not that many days to check out what's really been implemented in terms of how the battlefield layouts impact gameplay. But I would say that certain characters, some let's say some new characters, or let's say a new character, the new character, should be a little bit more powerful, or at least they should be more influential on the flow and pace and the positioning on the battlefield. So there's that. Another character for me might be the Berserker, I believe, but only on the battlefield that has only 2 rows, because that significantly has changed how effective and how often you can get Berserker's tunnel vision to connect, basically. So yeah, stats have been changed. I don't think too many stats in particular have been changed right now. I can if you want to see particulars about that, I'm sure Jason, who's in the chat right now, as Stray Basilisk, can chime in and give you those particulars. I don't have them offhand right now, but some of the most significant stuff has been those battlefield layouts. So overall, you might see a difference in effectiveness of characters that are dependent on positioning and being able to maneuver, essentially. So that's basically what's been going on. New character had Alphen says new character had some really cool moves, but was so squishy last time you played. Yeah, so there's a couple of things that have been going on with that. The actual stats of that character hasn't changed, I believe. Oh yeah, since you last played. So the patch before this, that character 6 got a significant boost to their ability to survive the early stages of the battle. So you will definitely see that. Just be aware that the thing that really enables them to survive into the mid game is their stance. And now there's two ways you can basically prioritize which stance you're going to choose. One is its offensive capabilities, which are either damage or basically pushing people back in the turn order. Or the other aspect of their stance is their survivability, which is +2 defense to either their elemental defense or their physical defense. So choosing either one of those stances, depending on what the damage output of your opponent is, if they're using more elemental damage, if they're using more physical damage, if you're worried about character 6 surviving like that first few rounds, definitely do one of two things. Try to match the stance to what your opponent's damage output is, because if you choose the right stance, it can decrease the amount of incoming damage by like 40%. That's pretty big. Also, if you position that character behind another character, they'll get some defensive bonuses. If you're really worried about character 6 surviving, you can always put the warrior into your character loadout, and that will help a lot with melee attacks. So right now, the only big kind of hole in character 6's survivability is range attacks, but that's pretty much the same for any other squishy character in the game right now. So that's just kind of something that you'll have to play around at this point. So yeah, stat changes since 2 patches ago, definitely. Or the last patch, definitely there were some stat changes there. This patch, no stat changes, but depending on the performance of some characters today, depending on your guys' feedback, which is super important. We send out little surveys to everyone who participates in the tournament, because we really value your opinion, because you guys are our most dedicated players. So when we ask stuff, feel free to give us as much feedback as you want, because that really helps influence what we put in these patches. I think a little while back, I'm just running through the chat right now. Jason posting as Stray Basilisk asked favorite layout and predictions for how things will play out. My favorite, not sure I have a favorite layout right now. I do like both of the reduced area layouts, so the 2x3 and the 3x2. I think I like those the most because there's something that's new and they really shake up strategies. So I do like the 2-row and 3-column one, because one of my favorite loadouts really benefits from that. But that's just my favorite thing, which I'm not going to I'm not going to divulge that right now. But yeah. Warwicks, yeah, all 3 in the rotation, I believe. Jason, feel free to correct me with that. So all 3 should be in the rotation. So the unrestricted one and the 2 layouts that have a blocked row and a blocked column should be in the rotation. But yep, Jason just said equal probability. So yeah, all 3 should be there. So in some circumstances, established strategies could work, but in those more restricted circumstances, they might not. So just pay attention to what those layouts are and try to think about what your opponent is going to do to try to take advantage of those layouts. And also, since I believe we're doing a best of 3 in every match this time, those layouts can and probably will change throughout your matches. So don't feel like you can just go on autopilot with one of them. So you might have to shake it up because those can and will change. And just like a little peek into the future at this point, we're looking to be adding a lot more battlefield layouts and adding them into the rotation. So these are some of the more, these two new layouts. They're some of the more dramatic versions of block tiles and stuff like that. But we're also messing around with on the back end, having layouts that have 2 tiles blocked off, and sometimes even 1. That 1 can make a difference, especially if it's in a certain tile, the center one. But there's a lot of interesting circumstances where only having 2 tiles blocked off can be really interesting. So we're looking to be adding those in additional patches and just rotating them in gradually, basically, as opposed to just having like 20 new layouts and then having people like have to react to that. So definitely, if you're looking forward, if you like these new layouts, definitely you can look forward to additional ones in the next few patches. So, and if you have any ideas for different layouts that you would like to see, just let us know, and we'll see if we can add those in upcoming patches, because we have a lot of different ideas for that kind of stuff. So we're interested in what you guys are interested at this point. Yeah. Jason just put in, how should we work layouts into the format/rotation? Yeah. So I think specifically maybe what we're looking at is how we should integrate these. If you guys want this every other patch or so, just add in a couple of new layouts. That's cool. There's also another question about which of these layouts should be integrated into a tournament match. So some of these might be better or more or less suited for tournament play, because some of these things are a little bit, some of these layouts are more or less disruptive to certain strategies. So we're definitely interested in what your opinions are in terms of what should be in a tournament, what should not be in a tournament. Should we, when we declare a new tournament, should we perhaps say pick from the available collection of layouts and be like, okay, this tournament will have like these 3 layouts, so you guys can prepare, as opposed to having to like react to like every single layout possible. Maybe we can take like a smaller amount. But if that's not a concern, then we can just add them all in. You can just have them all in there. So that's also another option. We could also do so-called like classic tournament that doesn't have the layouts, depending on what kind of stuff we want to see in the meta. So yeah, we're open to a lot of stuff. So just really feel free to drop us a line. There's the feedback and suggestion channel in the server, in the Discord server. That's what it's for. So definitely drop us a line. We're hitting up on a few minutes before the tournament is set to start. So I'm just gonna wait here for a couple of minutes. I believe we're finalizing what the bracket is gonna look like. And yeah, and then I'll be right back right after that. So if you have any last minute questions, I'll just be here. I'll be chilling for a couple minutes. And then I'll do some stuff on the back end, and then we'll be ready to go pretty much. All right, we got like a couple minutes left, so I'm actually gonna take a quick break, and I should be back in like 5 minutes or so. Uh, and then by that time, we will have the tournament layout. We'll have you know, our final list of competitors, and then we'll be ready to go. So, you guys see it?